Hit the yo, put my heart on the beat, so you might as well take your seat. Need awards for the shit that I speak on. He gon' get hit in this shit if he keep on. Too consistent, no win on the street. Country niggas that swim in the creek. All these boats coming in by the week. Hella potential, I'm reaching my peak. Move like a unit, but fly like a fleet.
Yo, man. It's the Unfiltered P.O.V, man. And it's the last episode for this year. We're about to get it going. You know, it's your boy, Young R.I.P. We got R.I.P up in here.
What it do? What it do?
We got Derek up in here.
Yo.
And we got Josh up in here.
Happening.
What's happening, players?
Good.
Hey, been a rocky year, man. You know,
Definitely.
Let's wrap it
got
up.
Glasses on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I had to go out with a bang, man. I don't want to see that.
Got to, man.
Yeah, man.
Man, how everybody been?
Man,
Shit,
cool,
chilling,
man.
Honestly,
I've been in the house, man, chilling, working. Chilling.
Christmas didn't pass. Well, y'all Christmas was straight.
Hell yeah.
Did y'all? Well,
Yeah, I
did y'all
seen your
get
status,
decent?
man.
Oh, which one?
Talking about like one of my boys there. Everybody, since Christmas, the group chat's been dry.
Hey, them group chats went silent as hell after Christmas.
Hey,
Yeah.
boy, spent that money, boy.
They spent that money and hit that liquor.
Yeah, I was about to say it wasn't even the money spent. It was the liquor the night before, man.
That's true.
Like, God damn.
Yeah,
But
glad
nah,
they
it
got to
was
see
cool.
them smiles and get what they wanted to get and all that stuff, good stuff.
Oh yeah.
And
Shit,
plus,
my
that's
son-
what I think it was too. Everybody was just spending time with their family.
Yeah.
They ain't really look
yeah.
at the phones, try to, then sports on, all that.
Did
But they thought we was finished. Be in this bitch.
right.
Oh, wait a minute.
Hey, did y'all for Christmas? This kind of off topic, but on topic. For Christmas, did y'all was y'all gifts? Cause I know y'all did what y'all had to do gift giving wise, but like, did y'all gifts kind of like meet y'all expectations, or do y'all do gifts in general? Like, cause some people they don't do that shit.
I didn't
Man,
get
even
shit.
though like,
I'm just
hey,
throwing
no
that
matter
out
or
there.
not, like I'm grateful for whatever, but yeah, it exceeded this year. It went
Oh,
through.
word?
Yeah.
That's what's up. What you get? Oh, okay, never mind. Say no more. Say no more.
Hey, even though, but I ain't gonna lie though, even though I didn't get shit, I didn't give a fuck though, because I feel like Christmas, that's more for me, it's more for like kids and shit like that. But for my birthday, most definitely give me something.
Yeah, better
something.
step. Yeah, better step.
Yeah, my girl kind of
Yeah,
asked me what
man.
I wanted, and I didn't think she would get it. I told her like I wanted the gaming PC because I had been wanting one, and she ended up giving me one. So I was like, "Bet."
Clear.
And I was hollering at a lot of people at work though, and they was like that. They don't exchange gifts because they just do stuff for each other throughout the year.
Yeah, that's the thing about Christmas for me, man, is like it's kind of hard because like we pretty much have what we want for the most part. So like buying gifts is like you really like overstretching yourself to figure out what to get. So like you just kind of end up buying a lot of
Filler.
yeah, or like, and then on top of that, you like almost end up overspending because you don't like know what to get. So like, I got Valerie like this little bracelet or whatever, but yeah, shit was expensive as fuck. But I was like, she don't even wear jewelry like that. So, but it's like I don't know what else to get at this point. You know what I'm saying? So. Yeah, that's how that shit be. That's why I don't care for the holiday. I like the holidays and shit. Everybody kick it and like have fun and shit. But I don't be liking like the pressure of having to buy something or like for us it ain't no pressure. But I don't want her to buy something over the top and then feel like I didn't meet her expectation. Even though she ain't even like that, but you just be wanting to. I feel like as dudes, you be feeling like you have to like meet some type of expectation. So hopefully we get to a point where we just be like, whatever. You know what I mean?
And that's kind of how the people was. Like, everybody I asked probably been married, 10, 12 plus years. So,
yeah. That's how, I mean, shit, it'd be 9 years.
Hey, but I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm glad it's over.
That's facts.
Shit, it ain't over for me because shit, it's always the beginning of the season for me because like her birthday is in February. I mean, It's Christmas in December. Her birthday is in January, and then our anniversary is in February. And
And
then my
Valentine's Day.
birthday, right? And then my birthday is in March. So like these like next few months is just always ridiculously expensive. But the good part is like you get through it, and then it ain't you don't really got nothing until Mother's
Hey,
Day and my son's birthday.
so I had a question on that like Christmas stuff. So like if y'all everybody here got kids, if y'all didn't have kids, what would be y'all vibe on Christmas?
Um,
How you think you'll
Me
be?
personally, I probably should would be more so like around like pulling up on family and shit. But I would definitely, if I didn't have kids, I feel like I would have less of an obligation to get anybody really anything. I wouldn't. I mean, or just keep it to like small gifts, like socks and sweaters and shit like
Right,
that.
right,
You know what I
right.
mean?
Yeah, that same for me. I mean, for me, we definitely will be trying to figure out. We probably just would be traveling a little bit more. But it's like once you have kids, you gotta always think like, all right, one now when your kid get a certain age, you buying a whole another ticket for an adult, pretty
Like
much.
facts.
So like if and then
Third.
on top of that for Christmas time, like I got like a real close knit group of people who like they be sending my son gifts, so I got to make sure I send them gifts and like we all just take care of each other type shit. So like if I didn't have that, then shit, I don't even know what I would be doing. I
I ain't
probably
gonna lie to y'all, boy. Y'all humble. I'll be flown. I'll fly out some motherfucker. It'd be Christmas with me. Y'all by myself, fly myself out somewhere.
Hey, I
hey, low
never
key.
did that shit, but I guarantee you, bro, within the next couple of years, I do want to do that. Just because, man, I'm from
Like a solo
Indianapolis.
vacay.
No, well, not necessarily solo. My kids and shit can go too, you know what I'm saying? But I just want to be somewhere where it's warm, like Christmas. Like I just never did that shit.
Oh, I did that. I did that shit when I was in Germany. It was a group of us though. Like we all did like a vacation to Spain,
Mm.
to Barcelona.
That's hard. That's
We
hard.
rented out this villa. It was like a 20-bedroom villa. This was when this was like before Airbnb like shot through the roof. This was before all the fees and all that shit. So
Mm-hmm.
it was like 10 or 15 different families that was there. Pretty much all the black people in the military that was in Germany. Like we all got cool with each other and we all rented out this villa or whatever. That shit, and then traveling in Germany is super cheap. So like between the villa and the flight, that shit costed us like $100 a piece.
That's what's up.
So it was like 100 per family at that. Thank you. Per family, it was like $100 a piece. So yeah, we did that, and it was straight. It was fun too, cause we was on the islands. We wasn't like we did end up going to the main city of Barcelona, but like we was on like I forgot the name of the island out there. I do recommend doing that to kind of get away from the like normal holiday depression and heat. I
Right,
mean,
right.
not heat, but them just being
I
cold
mean,
as hell.
we kind of like looked at it as we want to travel because I mean, ever since my grandma died in '02,
Mm-hmm.
Christmas ain't like we used to be as a kid. You know,
Yeah,
everybody meet up at grandma's house, open your gifts, you playing, having fun. It ain't like that no more. It ain't traditional.
yeah.
So that's why we the only ones here. We cook, and we might
Mm-hmm.
well be out of town, somewhere where it's warm.
That's a fact.
I think I
Oh, my
took.
boy over there eating. I see you, boy.
Some tri-tip,
Oh yeah.
some
What's that?
California, some
Hey, this
tri-tip steak.
podcast on that.
I was about to say. I think I took that for granted of how much grandparents held the family together.
Oh God.
Like once that, like that's when I truly seen like the dynamic and how dysfunctional it was, and like I literally have like just no inclination like to go home, like not to see my daughter, like because even my parents tell me like nah, like we'll rather like come see you, and my parents hate travel. They're like it's just different now, man, and I hate it.
Yeah,
Oh
man.
God.
Hey, man. I don't know if that's just me, and I ain't trying to jump off topic or nothing, but like, obviously, like, well, for me anyway, I know family is more so like, especially around the holidays, more like immediate family, like my kids, my mama, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean, shit like that. But like, man, like that shit crazy. Like when we was kids, like it seemed like the whole family was coming together, like the entire
Yeah,
family.
Just think of that, bro. Just think of Christmas when y'all was younger.
that's a
We
Cooking,
fact.
went to
kids
about five
everywhere.
houses, bro.
Yeah.
we used to go to my auntie crib. Like the spot was my auntie crib or whatever. So like for Christmas and especially Thanksgiving. It
Yes.
was the whole family though. It was my only people that really didn't come was my grandparents because my grandparents were like homebodies, but you would just take them a plate there.
Yep.
But like literally the whole family was there. But like yeah, once but everybody would like either migrate from my auntie house to my grandma house to like say whatever and all that. But like yeah, once they both passed, it was over. Like you just
Yeah,
didn't
like,
see it no more. Them
sleepover
shit
stop
weird.
happening. Like it's just like
Just think of
everything.
that, man. Once the
Yeah.
grandma goes,
Yeah,
Oh
that
like, because
shit
the
tough,
grandmothers,
man.
I'm not knocking grandmothers or whatever. Like, I got a good support system with my mom, but overall, the generation of grandmothers now, they don't do that.
It's not the same. Like my grandma,
they
both
be
of
beefing and shit.
my
Hey,
great grandmothers,
Right,
both of them, they used to like damn near compete about how much they would keep me. You know what I'm saying? Like
right,
literally, I chose every day. Like, did I want to go over, you know what I mean, my big mama house, or did I want to go to my nanny house? You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, and that shit, like, it's just not the same. Like, and that's I feel like parents and shit back then and shit don't realize now that like you had it almost a lot easier than I have it now, you know what I mean? Cause I just ain't really the type to like drop my kids off and shit like that. You know what I mean? Especially when it's like my time, to have them or whatever. But like shit, I'm not gonna lie. When I was younger, dog, like I ain't gonna stunt like 90% of my time was spent with my grandparents.
Yeah, like even like for me, like going over my grandparents' house was like that was like just a thing to do. It wasn't like I never had to ask to go over my grandma's house.
right,
Like
right,
I could literally wake up and literally go over my grandma's house and it was what I'm saying? As soon as my grandma see me walk through the door, you ate? Yeah, or no. And then even if it was some regular ass hot dogs or something, like my grandma made sure I was eating, like, and she wasn't asking, oh, how long you gonna be? I was just there, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
but I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I was like primarily for like the first like 13 years of my life, I was raised by my grandparents and my mama. So like, I don't know. That's what I was like when I be seeing now when it like people don't they gotta ask to drop their kids off their grandma. Granted, I ain't saying it's the grandparents' responsibility to take care of their kids, but it was
Yeah.
like they was literally an extension of my parents. You know what I'm saying?
oh,
Mm-hmm.
So like it just never wasn't even. I never had to call my grandma and say, "Hey, grandma, I'm about. Can I come over?" It was, "Hey, grandma, I'm about to come over. Can you unlock the door?" You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
That
this
was
how I'm gonna tell you I know that my mama didn't have to ask because we might not have a house phone at the time. And it wasn't no cell phone. We just popped up over there and I
hmm
stayed. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yep.
man, that shit crazy. It's just crazy how different the generation is, man. Like, everybody getting into this, like, I ain't doing this, I ain't doing it. Like that's I don't know. Like, if I become a grandparent, like, I want my door to be like a free flowing door with my grandkids and shit. Even if I mean, granted, it probably won't happen with my nephews and nieces just because of the distance or whatever. But uh, I
yeah,
would love for my grandkids and what I'm saying all them to be able to just pop up shit. Like I ain't even like I never had to actually go on the refrigerator or none of that. It was just the
None of that.
norm. You know what I'm saying? It was literally I had a room at my grandparents' house. Even
Right.
though everybody that came over there probably slept in that same room.
Hey, go
Whatever.
yeah, but it's
upstairs,
just
man. What
thought
are you
that
doing?
they made sure that you knew like you had a place though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that
Yep.
makes a big difference, bro.
Shit, even I'm not even gonna stunt. Even when I was in my early 20s, before I had kids, I lived with my grandma
Mm-hmm.
because you know what I'm saying. At that time, I was an adult. She needed, she couldn't really do everything like she could when she was younger. You know what I mean? So it was just beneficial. Like, but I'm honestly glad that I didn't like move straight out into my own crib when I was in my early 20s and I actually did live with her because you know what I mean. That was like the last years of her life type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I'm
Same for
definitely
me.
grateful that I was able to do that shit.
I
Yeah.
seen
I
how
was.
close y'all was. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Wanted you there just as much as she needed you and wanted you there just as much as you needed her and wanted to be
Mm-hmm.
there.
Yeah, that was. I mean, that's why I was grateful to move in because I lived with my grandmother before I went to the military. Like so, like when I moved back to Detroit for like the last year and a half, I kind of bounced between like the West Warren, area of Detroit and Brightmore. Like so, it was like it just was. I remember them type of situation but anybody in that like any of my grandma's grandkids, they was Like you could pull up at any point and my brother
Yeah.
be there, my cousin, you know what I'm saying? Granted, for the most part it was just like me and my brothers staying there, but like that was just the norm, and I feel like that's not a thing these days.
Hey, I got a question for y'all. It kind of
Mm-hmm.
plays off of what we're talking about. How do y'all feel about like, because obviously we was, we was blessed to have grandparents and stuff like that, but like a lot of people, these days and shit, they like, you even see people talking about it like on Facebook and all of that. Like once you 18, you out on your own. It's like, damn, like how can you raise somebody to be a kid all the way up until they 18, and then when you 18, like, are you grown now? I mean, I know I didn't let you act grown or make grown decisions, but you grown now. How do y'all
Yeah.
feel about that? Like, since y'all all have kids, like, do y'all feel like, y'all door be always open for y'all kid to live there, or how would y'all handle that shit?
Most definitely. I mean, we talked about this before. It was way earlier, but like I think I think that's a bad decision that we often make in the black community of like you turn 18 and your only options is either to go to school or get out the house. It's like go to school or work. You know what I'm saying? But you're not about to just be sitting around my house. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that's the kind of common knowledge thing. But like, yeah, you definitely my kids, I mean, I wouldn't care if mine stayed 13, 30. I mean, if you look up statistically right now, I just saw an article that was talking about
I mean, people had to move
millennials.
back home.
Yeah, they a lot of because of cost of living and all that stuff just then skyrocketed or whatever. I'm blessed to never have had to do that, since I was 20 years old. But like, I would hope that my mama wouldn't make me feel like shit if I had to come back there and get it right. And so I'm not gonna do that shit if that happened to me. And it didn't happen to me when I was that age. Like not with my grandma. Hell no.
I say
Yeah,
same.
man.
I would say
Uh,
for the most part, I thought like that was my understanding, right? Until I had kids, like it was like, all right, that's what it has to do. And then with me having a kid early, like I had my daughter at like 16. So I wanted, like, my dad seen me as a man, right? You can't have two men in the house. So that's how he looked. He's like, I want to do my own thing. He want to do his own thing. So, but he still helped me find a place right at 18 and so I could have my own thing. But he even told me like, not like you come out like you always. You just have to understand like it's my house, like, but I'm not
Mm-hmm.
holding that over your head. But just know like this is my house, and
Yeah.
it just made me think. And then what solidified, I want to say, just having that conversation with Braxton, he was like, yeah, nah, like it just makes sense, right, to have your kids to even. They always used to be like, all right, they can stay, but they do have to go to school. Like that was always the thing that's been pushed on us. Like you got to be doing something. But nobody ever presented the idea like, what about a year like to figure things out, or a couple years is like, so what they do instead of like, I would have saved a lot of money before jumping in college and just changing my major so many damn times. Because every time somebody told me like, oh, this is gonna make you money, I was like, bet that's what I'm gonna do. Then I realized I didn't like that. I realized I didn't like that. And so I was like, and it took me I just got my bachelor's this year. And you gotta think of how long it took to I realized like something I wanted to do instead of just randomly doing things. So I definitely think, yeah, I gotta agree. That's a horrible decision to if you have that mindset that we have to push our kids out of our house at 18 so they can, because they're not prepared for this world. I don't care how much education you think you're doing. Yeah, that wall hurt when you run into it.
Mm-hmm.
See, but
my perspective on it is, I feel like African Americans are the only ones that criticize if you do move back with your parents. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't be an age limit. It should be when you're ready. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? They like, but in the black community, it's like, like, oh, you ain't got your own crib. You kind of made fun of, and that really ain't cool. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get forced out, but then on the flip side of it, your kid could get comfortable and lazy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So you gotta like kind of put pressure on them to, better themselves in life. But my door will always be open with my kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can't say like, cause I know how times are. Like inflation this year, that was crazy. People weren't expecting that. Before you
Shit
go
through
in
the
debt
roof.
and get your credit score messed up, come on back home, man. We
Hey,
can figure it out another way. You know what I'm saying?
that's another thing. Teach credit scores. That
Right.
really matters.
Right.
Not to mention, bro, like a lot of things that we don't want to admit to is like when it come to like kids and teaching them shit, like we only want to be critical of them when they fuck up, but we don't want to prepare them to not fuck up. So like
Right.
people be like, you just jumped out there and you signed this contract, but it's like you forced them out the house. You ain't even go with them to sign for this crib. You know what
Glad
I'm
you
saying?
said that. Glad you said that because that's what I was gonna say. Now, how I raise my kids is probably not 100% traditional. Now, don't get me wrong. Like when it comes to fucking school and shit like that, I'm on a ass. Like even my son, you know what I'm saying? Like he had a couple low grades and shit, but he was like basically telling me like it's gonna be up before that report card, and he made that shit happen on his own. Like I didn't have to really go deep into it, but I like to. My thing is like a lot of people they not prepared. You basically like treated like a kid. If you ever grew up in like a strict household, or if you ever grew up in a household, just a traditional black household, you know that like until you fucking grown, your ass is a kid and you're gonna be treated like that. So and that goes along with like decision making and shit like that. So like even at this age, I like to let them make their own decisions, whatever the fuck you want to wear, you know what I mean? All that shit. I want you to make that now. So like once you do get to the point of where you 18, 19 years old, you kind of got a better understanding of what to do. Cause I was more so on the I think we just grew up in a crazy generation where it was like still part of the old school with a little mix of the new school. But so we was able to probably adapt to this society, but at the same time, though, we really was not equipped 100% to be just grown men out here at 18 years old.
Most definitely. Like figure it out. Be a man. Be a man. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah.
Like,
Hey, but let's get to these topics.
yeah, no, most definitely.
Thanks.
Yes, sir.
All right, so who want to go first?
I'm gonna get
Uh,
this out the way first, real quick.
let's
I'm
go.
sorry.
Let's go.
I gotta say, that we did lose a lot of people this year. And I want to be on the low note right now. We lost Takeoff, we lost P.O.V, Rock, we lost Coolio, man, DJ K Slay, Trouble, and the list goes on and on. I think like shit, man. I don't know what need to change in this rap shit, but that shit starting to turn into like them niggas is targets now. Like it's just not the same no more, man.
Well, not just the death. Like a lot of them about to have to sit down for a minute and
Right.
behind themselves.
Jail
But
just as bad.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but
So
I
I think
mean,
we could combine that right there, like as in the whole topic. Like that's a good topic for both sides of it. Like no matter, I mean, because you ain't dead, you about to go to jail for 50 years. That's the same thing.
you
Yeah,
essentially dead out here.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot, man. Like it just I always been saying I don't know how you can fix it because like rap is so popular of a genre and a specific type of rap. So like it's like you can get your shit together and kind of wake up, but then like a lot of these dudes don't want to hear it. So it's like,
Hey, question. Sorry, not to cut you off. Everybody, I want to hear y'all take. Did Gunna snitch? Let's address the elephant in the room.
I mean, he definitely cooperated. He kept saying
okay, he did not snitch. I didn't say that,
Right.
but
I mean, you could kind of tell by because if he would have stayed solid, you gonna get a big welcome home. Yo, album, everything gonna go up. He ain't no topic right now. Besides,
they were throwing cheese at his car.
right.
Hey, but look, on the flip side though, look, you get a motherfucker like Gunna that cooperated, right? You come home to not nothing. Then look at Bobby Smurder, somebody who did not snitch, held solid, come home to basically essentially the same thing.
Yeah, but
But I think like the thing with that though, I think Bobby kind of ruined that because he gained like 4 million followers in a day.
Yeah, and I'm about to say the fact that people are screaming this music, and I'm like bro said, it's not good. I don't care what you say, but people don't do the numbers.
Yeah, if Bobby Smurder could do what Gunna does hip hop wise, he would be a fucking megastar. But he just can't rap, honestly. and he's a tad bit flamboyant. So like for hip hop, it's just not that popular of a thing to do. So, but
But
the
yes,
thing that a lot of people confuse when you talk about snitching and all that, a plea deal, if you take a plea deal, that's not necessarily snitching. A lot of times you take a plea deal so they don't bury your ass under the jail. But when you take a plea deal that will essentially implicate somebody else because you said yes, I was here and I did X, Y, and Z, and that goes into the realm of being a rat. Not gonna lie, I don't know. It's for all of them people to have been like agreeing to all these little pleas. It don't look all that great on the side of him not snitching. But I don't know the details, so I ain't really follow it that much outside of what I see, and I'll be sending it to y'all.
But I definitely agree with what you said about the two double-edged sword, because I also seen the two dudes that didn't take the plea deal, what, the remain quiet. Like, the first thing Twitter was like, hey, we appreciate y'all, but we're still not streaming your music. So, I mean, it's a double-edged sword. Like, you go, like, say you lose this, they definitely gonna throw the book at you. And yeah, like, your name has credibility, but what does that do for your family? Like, are they still gonna check on your kids if you got kids? Are they gonna check on moms, make sure she good?
See, what Gunna should have did, he should have held out a little longer. Let somebody else go first. Because once you go first,
set off. It was a domino effect.
Yeah, I mean, like, because he was like second in command how the courts looked at it. You know what I'm saying? So once he went and it started going like that, it's gonna make it look like he was the first one to break the barrier, which probably not in real life. Somebody else probably was gonna go, but he went too soon. But you look how quiet he is, man.
I think the reason why he did that though is because he was probably literally the only one out of that whole indictment that probably really didn't have shit to do with that shit. He probably was just saying the little slang words and shaking up with them guys and shit like that, just because like that's the label he signed to. What do you want him to do?
And that's what I was about to say. Not to be too long on it. Like, do y'all think in some world, like, Thug was like, nah, bro, like, I know you didn't have nothing to do with this. Like, go ahead, lead us.
I don't think Mr. Thugger said that.
I think the YSL camp came out and said that when they found out about the news, everybody found out about it with Gunna. They ain't know he was gonna do that.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know.
It would be in their best interest for him to go ahead and do that, because if it's true what they say, even though I don't think that's true, that he won't have to take the stand and all of that shit, I do think that he's probably the most, other than Young Thug, he's probably the most popular artist on that whole record label. So it makes more sense.
He can make money.
Yeah, he can make money and
he
still
feel
feed
like
them niggas. Yeah.
But he, like you said, he felt like, shit, I ain't really do nothing. Hey.
He said, whoa, hey, come get y'all gun.
He said, hey,
come get y'all guns and drugs. I was not there.
Only two people in the car. You and Jeffrey Williams is pulled over.
Now that's snitching. I don't care what nobody say.
That's part I was like,
that's dry
like, whoa. And then when he said that he seen him commit criminal gang activity, I'm like, oh.
He said, yes, I know that they've done crimes that I've seen.
Yeah, that shit. I don't know, man.
That's a sticky one.
Gunna people's been very quiet for the most part, so I don't know. You just don't know. I mean, not Gunna, but Thug people been kind of his camp for the most part been kind of quiet. So I don't know. You just never know. Like I said, just like I said with the Tory Lane shit in the beginning. You just don't know you don't know the full story. You don't know what's going on. So I don't got no dog in the fight. But I ain't gonna lie, don't look all that good.
Tory thing. Like, my whole thing, like I was telling people, I didn't care regardless. Like, to me, I think it's unfortunate that it happened, but I wasn't just about to put my stake in and doing this riot campaign for Megan or this riot campaign for Tory. But I just didn't like how people were trying to say that if you didn't stand with Tory, then you were against. I mean, if you didn't stand with Meg, you was not for black women. When it was like, nigga, what? Like,
I wasn't about to fall for that from jump. I was like, you can say what you want then.
I think, bro, honestly, look, like, not even just with that case. I feel like, man, that's just something that is just very wrong to me. Like, you can be the main aggressor in any situation, and just because you decide to cooperate, you don't get any type of jail time. I think that shit needs to be changed for real, because that I mean, it cancels out everything. So now this dude, I mean, they got physical evidence, they got forensic evidence saying that this man didn't have no fucking gunpowder on his. I mean, his fingerprints was not on the fucking weapon. So how the fuck is he still found guilty if his fingerprints and what the fuck did he have on gloves at the party? Like, come on, man. Like, you gotta be for real. Like, just because somebody gets immunity for snitching, and I don't give a fuck if it's a girl or a dude, you could be a street nigga or not, unless you just an innocent bystander telling something, that's not snitching. But if you are involved in a situation, hell no, you shouldn't be able to go scot free. Cause I feel like, man, that shit
I
just
did
not
people
fair.
calling for them to get Kelsey over the head.
They both need to be locked up. If they both shot that gun, they both need to take their ass to jail.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know. I like I said from the beginning. Like I said from the beginning, you can look at the first episode of this podcast. I literally said it was something more to that story, and that's why I ain't picking no dog in the fight. I don't know if he did it, lock his ass up. If he didn't do it, lock whoever else up who did it. And I said that from the beginning, and that's why I said I was not picking no side. And I don't care, even to this day, if somebody say, "Oh, if you did," say what you want. You ain't see me jump on no social platform saying that anybody specifically was in the right or wrong. And even till this day, I just don't know. Like, as much as everybody get on Boosie, Boosie said the most realest shit about that situation. He said, ain't nobody gonna ever find out the actual truth to that story.
That's real
Like,
shit.
nobody knows. Cause you just don't know. And I know people gonna say, like, oh yeah, but because it's a black woman, now y'all wanna do that. No, because in the beginning, both of them was quiet as hell about the situation. And then they started telling partial parts to the story. And then they went on TV. One person went on TV and said one thing and said something completely different in court. You know what I'm
Is
saying?
that not perjury though? Didn't Lil Kim have to go to jail for that?
Well, no, that's not perjury because I mean, whatever she said on the stand is what's the facts. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Perjury is what you put your hand on the Bible and say once they ask you the questions on under oath. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
she didn't necessarily lie under oath, but she definitely was playing a role for perception from the public, in my opinion. And that's the part where I was like, well, why do I gotta sit here and act crazy like she didn't say that? You know what I'm saying? And the same thing with dude. Like, he was a little too arrogant and wild to not have that whole like case like locked shut and sealed. You know what I'm saying? And it was just a whole lot. Even they main witness, from what it was looking like, he wasn't even kind of saying a lot of crazy shit. So it's just like, I don't know. That's just too much. That's what from the
Right.
beginning I was like, you definitely not about to get me on neither one of them side, but you not, and you definitely now are not about to tell me either one of them told the truth, because they both clearly lied at some point.
Right.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, I just don't think we'll ever find out the truth. I just don't. I'm just not running with people just because like he did get the guilty verdict. Like I said, if he did get it, cool. But I've been in a courtroom where I've seen some shit that somebody got locked up when they shouldn't have. So, so once I seen that happen, like I don't put my faith in that just because these 12 people said that this happened. And I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, you're right. But regardless, like I said, it's an unfortunate situation because regardless, somebody about to lose a lot of time, and then somebody still got like emotional damage from that. But
Yep.
I'm just not about to go cape these celebrities.
Yep.
Just me.
Especially not no celebrities. Especially not no celebrity.
They
Cause,
definitely not gonna tell no truth. I
cause
mean, people.
dude, go ahead, bro.
I mean, people wrongfully convicted all the time, or it might be true. You just with having like family members going to jail, you don't know the truth from them. I'm not definitely not gonna know no truth from no celebrity.
Yeah.
You'll never, like I
Facts.
said, you'll never just know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because I see people on Facebook now like, oh yeah, apologize to Megan.
Yeah.
Apologize to Megan. I'm like,
Apologize to neither one of
you act
them. I
like
don't
you
know
know
that.
her, yeah. You act like you
Right.
was there.
She's still not gonna let you in that section.
Right.
So good luck. You know what I'm saying?
What was you about to say though, Sauce?
I don't even remember. We can move on from that subject.
What was that? You had some topics.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right. One of the questions is this. This is like completely random. Uh, hey, so you and your girl, y'all been together for like, let's just say about 4 years, right? Y'all married or not married, whatever the case. Y'all can be married or not married. You walk in the crib and like her eyes is puffy, you know what I'm saying? Tears running down her eyes. And you come in and you like, baby, what's wrong? And she tell you her ex-boyfriend died. How do you look at that? Now, before I know y'all gon', you know what I'm saying, instantly jump on defense. What if it's not like on a personal, but like they was like really good friends outside of like them being in a relationship? Do you feel any sympathy for your girl and the person that she knew passing, or are you like fuck that?
Nah,
Hey, man.
I see the podcast where he gave a mature answer and it made me think, and I had to agree with it. It was like, nah, I mean, like they had love at some point. Like now, just like it has to be some time in, like bro, it can't be like, oh, y'all was together for like a month and we just in full blown tears, like, hey, wait one damn minute now. But if y'all was together for a while, like yeah, it's still love there. But I mean, like he said, if it was like a side. What are we doing?
No, I'm talking about a legitimate somebody they was dating for a long, like this was like before y'all got together and y'all been together for 4 years. For the 4 years prior to that, this was somebody she was in a relationship with. They just, went separate ways and he died.
I might drop a tear of joy.
What?
That's one less nigga we got to worry about.
Damn. What?
Low key, that's what the guy said.
Cause hold on, why are you so emotional? Like now, if it's somebody I used to go with or somebody I used to be in a relationship with, absolutely you'll be sad. But why are you so broke down? Like, I mean, we value all life, but goddamn, like somebody that used to pipe you down, and you ever hear like really. Really like sad as hell. Like
I remember that one time when had me folded like a pretzel.
How do you even console somebody like that? Like
I know you miss him.
I don't know how to do that.
I know you miss him. Come here.
I don't even. That's crazy.
Hey, you on mute, Heezy. Hey, we can't hear you, Heezy.
Oh, I said you better have a straight face around me, because probably your mama, your sister, and all them, because I don't know what memories you think about of y'all. Now, I'm saying though, like, because I lost like a child mother. You know what I'm saying? So like, I can't tell you not to feel down, but I'm not about to bring that emotion to you. You get what I'm saying? Because I don't know how you feel about it. I don't know what memories y'all thinking of. So let's not do that.
Said, let's not do that.
Nah, you better have a straight face around me.
Niggas die every day, B.
Hey, for real, what the fuck what can you do though? Like,
what about you, Veta?
I said, no, we good. Like, I understand. Like bro said, we can go to the funeral, all that. I'm not worried about that nigga, he dead. Like, I'm not about to... it's to a point saying like we can't be like you unconsolable. Like you can't be unconsolable. Like you can be sad, like shed your tears. Like I'm with you. Like damn, that's crazy. Hey, bro, from what I remember,
he seemed pretty solid.
But when you unconsolable, it's like, hey, hold on. Like damn, y'all. When last time y'all talk?
Last time you see him? No, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, if you, like y'all said, if you just like literally melting in my arms crying, I'm gonna be a little like
concerned.
What's going on here? But if you just drop a couple tears, I'm be like, I get it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Shit. Hey, baby, draw that shit up.
Yeah. I ain't gonna say that. I'll be like, don't honestly. I would if one of my exes died and I was that sad, I ain't even gonna tell you it was my ex. I was just like, yeah, somebody passed. You know what I'm saying? I mean, out of respect for you, because I don't want you to feel like I'm like they on my mind or nothing like that. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, like I mean,
But
we
you
was
know,
cool.
that's happened to me before though. That's happened to me before though. And chick was like, kind of like sad about it. I was like, I mean, I don't know.
Damn. Like,
I ain't gonna lie, gang. Like, I don't know what to. What am I supposed to say other than
Is there
yeah,
a time limit that they have to grieve? I guess.
there's an
man?
absolute time limit. I'm trying to be the reasonable one here. Cause
Same.
if we look up like 72 hours from now and you still like in the shit crying,
I'm talking about she just in a
I'm gonna
funk.
need you. All
She don't
right,
want to eat no appetite or nothing. Like, hold on.
hold
Yeah.
on. Let me slide you back to his crib
Right.
to go see him. Don't come back if that's the case. But I mean, it is. I mean, I don't know. I definitely don't want to be unreasonable, like
Yeah, I think after the
because
funeral,
you.
you gotta.
Yeah, because it's people that I used to kick it with. It's like we was cool, like we was really like legitimately cool people. But I mean, I ain't about to. I will feel a tad bit disrespectful if I'm just falling out in front of my girl about an ex girl. If from my part, you know what I'm saying.
Man, if y'all
So
don't
if
have
you
no
falling out on
connection,
me,
like a kid or like this is somebody your childhood friend that you grew up with, oh my mama, you better not be that sad.
And most likely when y'all got like a kid together, you more feel sorry for
Yeah, the
you
kid.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
yeah,
you
More
feel
than
sorry.
Right.
yeah,
But just a dude you used to go out with, no. You better do that shit in private.
like
Wait
on
till you
this
get to work to
anniversary.
cry.
So every anniversary, I gotta have a bad day because you over here crying. Nah, we ain't gonna do that.
absolutely not. Because I had a bad day too. So
Right.
fuck up.
How funny as hell.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough one though. That's a toughie. I ain't gonna lie, because if you just, I ain't gonna lie. If you just melted in my arms about it, I'm gonna be a little thrown off.
That's not
Especially
fair.
I'm gonna be
We in
like,
our
get the
fucking
fuck up off
30s.
me.
I
Hold
mean,
on.
we all done know somebody that done died, damn it. Now, and if you still going on about this years later, it was something decent.
Yeah, that's definitely a tough one if you just falling out. But I mean, if you just had like some tears or whatever, then I'm like,
I'm
I
with you.
mean,
Hey,
yeah.
damn, bro
Cause
was.
it's people that I don't fuck with like that no more that done died, but we was cool at one point, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
damn, that's
Damn.
fucked up, man. You know what I'm saying? It took me to a time when we was cool. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like not like oh we cook it, but like it did take me to a time. So like yeah, you know what I mean? I don't know if I dropped a tear, but I ain't that emotional these days. So it's like dang, that's sad. So I can imagine you being overly emotional, but like falling all out in my arms and stuff. Yeah, go ahead and clean that up. You gotta. I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you chill. I'm gonna go ahead and
Right.
get a baby a bath. But
Yeah.
by the
Right.
time we get back down here, and
That
and he
being there
lotioned
cooking
up,
dinner.
you better be. Hold on.
Hey, that's a segue into something. Do you guys feel um like comfortable enough to cry, like drop a couple tears in front of your girl? It don't have to be nobody died or nothing like that. Do you feel like comfortable in your own space to be able to drop a couple tears in front of your girl?
I'm emotional as hell.
I don't feel like I would be judged, but I don't know if I'm like comfortable, if that makes sense. Like personally.
Cause that's
Not
something,
not
bro.
because of
That's
my wife. Not and my wife is very very understanding, but I feel like because of the way I was raised, like I would almost it would take me back to like I hope she ain't like now that I done got myself together. I hope she ain't looking at me like I'm a bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Like
you know black women, boy, when they get mad at you.
yeah,
You
I'm
don't
not
watch
even
your
talking about
bitch
my
ass.
wife. I don't.
Your bitch ass was
Hey.
crying.
Oh, I thought we was talking in general, not about
Yeah,
our,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think that my wife would say that at all. But I don't
Mm-mm.
feel I can honestly say growing up that it just was not normalized to cry in front of a girl. So like anytime that I have, and I can probably 1 to 2 times, I felt like a bitch because it made I shit. I ain't gonna lie. If you cried in front of my mama about some stupid shit, my mama will really say you being a bitch right now. I ain't gonna lie. So
Hey, cause that's, I mean, I only say that because like, like shit, I was talking with a couple of guys and shit, and like shit, I don't know, it's not really I wouldn't say, I ain't gonna say we can't, but I'm saying like it ain't always a safe space to do that shit because you can't really, well, obviously it's a little different because I'm not married, but
Yeah.
like it's not always a safe space to show your emotions or like be vulnerable for somebody, you know what I mean? Because that shit could be kind of used against you. So I think it is a blessing if you can, you know what I'm saying, and actually, you know what I mean, be a human in front of somebody, you know what I mean, because that shit is needed, man. A lot of black people don't, a lot of black men don't got a lot of people that they can talk to and be vulnerable, and you know what I'm saying, and like let them know what's going on with them.
Now that's facts. That's why I regularly go get seen by a mental health doctor because it was normalized. Like, because as a kid, like it was just me and my brother, but like my brother was more like my dad, and I was the crybaby. Like, he'll tell you. He used to say like it was my mom's fault for crying the whole 9 months, but I cried over everything. And like, so it used to be I tried to hold that in. So I was like, I felt like I wasn't being myself. And then it was like, of course, everything changed where it was like, oh, it was pushed that they, men should be able to show emotions. So like, yeah, nah. I had bad days. I have stuff where I feel like it's so much piled on. And for me, I feel like, especially for my family, like not even like my intermediate family, just my family in general, a lot of people hit me up and friends where I'm an emotional trash can, which I had to find out from my therapist, where it's like you taking so much in and I'm holding their stuff, trying to get them advice. I'm still dealing with my stuff, but still want to be strong for my family at the same time. It's like, nah, we gonna cry. We gonna cry this out. Then
Yeah,
That shit
I
needed.
had to take a ride. I'd be like, hey, I'll be
For
back. You
me,
know what I'm saying? In a
for
minute.
me, I mean, if you can't even like talk to people, it's hard. It's gonna be hard to show emotions for me. I mean, that's kind of how you was raised.
yeah,
Like even when I lose someone, like I don't really show the emotion when I'm by myself.
That shit hard.
Besides, like with my dad, that shit just randomly hit you. But everybody else, like I just people don't know. I mean, it's hard to show it. I mean, like how you raised, like you said, you get your soft ass up front. You know
All
what
right.
I'm saying? So
You a man.
yeah, you a man.
God
So
damn.
like you
This shit
touch.
hurt.
Okay, so with that, would y'all raise y'all kids not to be cry or let it out?
let that out.
Let it out.
Oh yeah, let it out. But I mean, that's just because I work in the medical field, so I know this shit not healthy. And then
At
and on
all.
top of that, like in the military too, like
Right.
suicide is so high because people don't talk shit out. And I've dealt with people who I didn't even know until I had a conversation with them that they were on the brink, and then they have had like hit me up later on, like, bro,
Yeah,
that
conversation.
conversation you had, like I appreciated it and shit like that. And I was like, I wasn't even purposely trying to stop you. I just was like, you know what I'm saying? I know that shit. I don't want nobody to feel how I have felt. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
like, I don't like if mine has to go to somebody else because like it didn't been people that's like my age talking to me about stuff that they ain't never even talked to their mom, dad, cousins, sisters about. So like I would be upset if I found out like my son was on the brink, my daughter was on the brink, and they had to go talk to their homie, they aunties, or their friends' mama and shit like that because of this fake like toughness that we putting on people and shit. So yeah, no, mine can definitely. But I mean, I do that shit regularly with my son anyway. Like my son, when he be, I mean, and of course he don't be like going crazy enough, but like sometimes when he is crying and stuff, I be like, all right, why are you crying? Like let's talk about it. Let's
Yeah,
talk
let's
through it.
get
You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. A lot of people don't know how to talk through it. It ain't about that like you gotta cry and lose your mind, but it's like a lot of people be losing it because they don't even know how to express that shit. You know
frustration.
what I'm
Right.
saying? Yeah,
I
so
must that's the thing. Like I talk to my kids now, like let them know, like don't go by what society wants you to.
yeah,
Don't
yeah.
go off of like those things. Don't ever be afraid to be you. Or I'm always in your corner. But like bro was saying, like we crying, like it can't just be we crying uncontrollably, flipping stuff, and we're not talking. Like there has to be a solution to where we know, like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
so now when I face this again, I have a different avenue. It's not saying I can't cry, but maybe is it productive right now? So
Mm-hmm.
so no, I definitely think like raising kids like we have to break that stigma. of saying that they less of a person or doing anything because they show.
Yeah, man.
Okay, while we in this, like I think Sauce had a topic before we started. How y'all feel about the Deion Sanders situation? Like, and then it's like a two-part question. Do y'all think he did it for the money, or trying to get to the NFL, or trying to put black coaches on, or y'all think that he truly wanted, he truly didn't care about Jackson State?
I think he definitely cared about Jackson State, but just thinking of probably about his family and the advancement of his sons and shit. That's, you know what I mean, playing football as well. He want to advance too, because I mean it's only so far reach you can get with HBCUs, because like from what they were saying, they was taking a lot of bread from him as well. You know what I mean? With a bigger program, he have a bigger reach, more money to do way more shit to like advance like black coaches and shit like that. And it's like a stair step, you know what I mean? You start with HBCU, then you might get to a bigger college, then you know what I mean? Shit, who knows where he'll go from there. But I think people gotta stop like attacking that man because he chasing that bag. Like you gotta relax off of that. Like if he did if he took any of his time, which he's already been in NFL, he's already got all the accolades and shit. He didn't have to go to no HBCU to coach. You know what I'm saying? I think like shit, he gave a lot of them kids and shit opportunities and shit where he was at. It was kind of abrupt, but shit, that's just the nature of the game. Shit, you could be in the NFL, your coach could be gone tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody? I got a different look at it, but so I don't know if anybody want to go first. But y'all know I'd be long with it.
My look at it is like, I mean, Deion, when he went to Jackson State, he was preaching like, "Come to the black colleges, we're gonna turn this around." So I got like mixed feelings for it. Like, he wasn't like, "Hey, I'm just using this as a stepping stone." He was trying to like. That's why Travis Hunter went there, the top recruit corner. You know what I'm saying? So he was recruiting people, come to black college, let's just break the barrier, and then he dip out. But I get it, like you trying to bring more recognition to Power Five schools, D1, whatever. But I think he kind of should have stayed because the recruits is about to come. Like HBCUs, like as black people, we preach it, but like, why can't they more people go from the league there? Like, why don't they get the recognition, or why don't they do this? But and then I get on the family side of he trying to make his name bigger too. I get both sides, but I feel he should have stayed, in my opinion.
What about you, Nixon?
As somebody from Mississippi, I definitely love the recognition we got. And me, I always look at things different and give people the benefit of the doubt. So I think initially when he got there, yeah, he wanted all those things to be true. But then I think the challenges he faced in his year and a half of the money, the breaking in, having to pay out of his pocket for the kids, I think it changed, but I think it's right for him leaving. Of course, I would have liked for him to stay, but I don't think that was the right answer for him. Because if he'd have stayed 5 years, majority of the people I think would have been happy, but a lot of us said like I don't think it would have been ever a right time for him to leave. Yeah. And then in that same breath, it sucks because you see so many people saying like, oh, it's not a lot of black coaches in the CBS like in the at that level of coaching, and then when we finally get the opportunity, it's kind of like I hate that we have to leave the HBC get there. And of course, the easy answer everyone's saying is like that the HBCU should be the level that we all strive for. Like it shouldn't be to go and play at the big. And I get that. I do get that. But at the same time, it's not the same level. And I don't know how do we get it there. And I don't think one person, I do think he set the spark and I love it. Like I said, but I don't know. It's as Brack said, it's a toughie. She always says it's a toughie. But yeah, I'll say that's mine.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of in between. Like, I'm more on like what Heezy was saying. Like, in the beginning, he was saying, "God led me here." Like his exact words was, "God led me here." He is saying that he want to show black kids that you can get to the next level from HBCUs. He was saying, "Why not HBCUs?" So those type of things, and I was like, okay. I was like, cool. I don't know. I don't know if you how sustainable it is if y'all ain't getting the money coming through or whatever. But then he kind of elevated them or whatever. So I was like, I don't want to, regardless of anything that I say or anybody say, I don't want it to ever to be like you, like just shitting on dude because he definitely elevated Jackson State. Like, don't get me wrong, Jackson State is one of the more successful HBCUs anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Jackson State, Grambling State, you know what I'm saying? Those type of colleges. They up there with them, you know what I'm saying? But he put them back where they needed to be or whatever.
Right.
So like and he got they field redone because they field look like shit. He got they locker rooms redone. So like if you gonna talk shit about him, also talk that about that type of stuff.
Right.
So
Right.
like you know what I'm saying. So he definitely deserved credit for that. But I don't like, and this is why I often like get turned off by a lot of black male like religious figures when they use God for like personal gain, because I feel like he was to an extent using God for a personal gain, because he was talking about God let me hear, and you know what I'm saying, and he had that kind of preacher like, and this you know what I'm saying, he was doing all that to like make it seem like it was like this spiritual journey to like up and leave before you even got through a whole recruiting class. So I was like, if you would have got through a recruiting class, you would have got dog drafted, you know what I'm saying, kind of shown like that, like this can be done here, but y'all also only paying me 300,000. This school over here is offering me 5 million. I can do a lot for this black coaching staff that I got with 5 million than I can do with 300,000, especially when I'm
Right.
giving y'all 150,000 of that 300,000. You know what I'm saying? Like I those are the things that, and I'm like, and on top of that, I understand like, you know what I'm saying, as a person in general, like upgrading your pay, you can't say a whole lot to a person about that. But I don't like when black people start getting into this whole black excellence thing and we only talking about money. Because black excellence is not just about how much money you making. Because if that's the case, you can then Kanye is a perfect example of black excellence. Absolutely the fuck not. You know what I'm saying? Because he was a billionaire. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Hey,
make
hey,
sure
hey,
black, yeah. Now I
hold
said
on,
what I
hold on,
said.
hold on,
Black
hold on,
excellence.
hold on,
I said what I said. Black
hold on.
excellence. Black excellence should not be only tied to how much money you make. It should be how you
Carry
taking,
yourself.
yeah, how you carry yourself and how you carrying the people and directing the people behind you. And also I don't like that like kind of like, oh, you don't say nothing about somebody if you ain't never made that type of money. That's right. I ain't never made that type of money, but I also shouldn't be told that I can be bought. You know what I'm saying? And I also shouldn't be told to use my status as a political figure to like use religion as a way to say this is why I'm here. God didn't 1 minute tell you to work here and then go over to literally Colorado. It's a Power Five. I get it. You gonna be able to. Of course, it's black kids in that locker room. Colorado is literally one of the whitest schools in all of America. Not just the Power Five. It's literally one of the whitest schools that you can go to.
But hold on though.
And one of the worst
What
schools.
about that Porter? What about that Porter shit though?
The
Because he
who?
got a lot of them players that played at Jackson State coming over there and other colleges, you know what I mean, want to come play for Coach Prime.
Which is fine, but you also that also kind of, in my opinion, takes away from this whole idea of elevating Jackson State because you went over to Colorado and took took a large foundation of Jackson State with you to Colorado. So is it the University of Deion Sanders, or is you trying to like elevate Jackson State and elevate Colorado or I mean, what are you doing?
Because you got to look at it from this perspective. So I was like, if you go to, for instance, like say Prime never went to Jackson State or whatever, a lot of them recruits and shit, they probably again I mean obviously they probably wouldn't have went there, but he was able to. I feel like his mission to go there was just to raise awareness and get people to go to those type of schools because it's still possible to make it, but it is very very hard. We know how that shit is, like the
And it's gonna
transition
continue
from.
to be the same thing now that she's not there. Is
So,
what my thing.
so that means he lied in the beginning then.
He could have
So
because I'm gonna tell you,
I was-
motherfuckers gonna do more for their own
Leave it out.
kids than they gonna do for other people kids. You dig what I'm saying?
And I ain't mad at him 1 minute for doing it.
But he
You know
shouldn't
what
have
I'm saying?
said that if that was his real intention. He shouldn't have said that God sent him there if that was.
That's the part that I found to be very, very phony. Everything else, I get it. I understand it. I would have thought like everybody say, oh yeah, it's no perfect time frame. I do think if you would have saw at least one recruiting class through, it would have said a lot about like your time there. But to uproot yourself in the middle of a whole recruiting class says that you wasn't really like that committed to that school outside of, you know what I'm saying? Because we also not talking about somebody who went there and was poor. Deion Sanders was already a very well paid person through the NFL network, through his already NFL years or whatever. So like if it's just about money, then like let's like talk about the money and let's not talk about God.
It can't be just about money though, because he would to me personally, I don't think if it was about money that he would have ever went there. I think it's more so about, to me personally, I think it's more so about the advancement of his kids. And I did think he was kind of sincere about raising awareness for historically black colleges and shit.
But
if you're talking about a $300,000 salary and a $5 million salary, some point you got to draw that line. Like shit. I mean,
and I'm not mad at that part of it, but my thing is, one, don't say that like this was, it's not, because another thing he said is it's not about the money. Like he said that. Those were his words. He said it wasn't about the money. It was about God led him here, and that he wanted to show players that you can get to the next level from HBCU. How can you really show that if you haven't even sought a whole recruiting class to the league yet? And on top of that, my biggest thing with that was when we was talking about goddamn, I lost my train of thought. Fuck, I'll come back around to it.
Like,
go ahead, bro.
It's like, did you lie on the application, bro? Just tell us that. You know what I'm saying? You put this persona on or this image just to do that? I mean, what is it?
I think it's just for the advancement of his own fucking kids, bro. Like,
which I'm not mad. Nepotism, I have no problem with nepotism at all, especially when because nepotism exists. Like that's the thing.
What you saying is, with Colorado, he gonna get more people in the league.
Yeah,
he gonna get a lot of people in the league.
Yeah,
I give you that. I mean, they a bigger conference, they bigger, but Colorado really ain't nothing when it comes to college football. If we being honest.
Yeah. But I mean, I think that's just a stepping stone. I don't think he's gonna stop at Colorado. I think if he does,
you know what? I knew what I was about to say. My bad, Nixon. Go ahead. What would you have to say? I know what I gotta say.
I have to dispute this guy. Somebody that's going to church heavy and stay get spiritual. God can definitely lead you somewhere and then lead you to a different place. We can't say that.
Yeah.
Like that God wanted him to be there the whole time. Like, do I believe him? I'm not saying I believe him, but I do know and I've seen God can lead you one way and then a whole next week that can be something totally different. Yep. I can't say that that's what I'm gonna kill him on, but I will. Braxton did bring a great point saying that he definitely said that he was gonna elevate from HBU to show that you can get to the league from there. Definitely didn't do that. So I mean, I can't fit that. I forgot about that.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this. Okay, I'm not gonna say that I agree that God can lead you one way and then like maybe you just misinterpreted what he was saying. But I will say one thing. A lot of people were saying like, with him, he could have coached big time in college football before going to Jackson State. That's not a fact, I don't think.
I doubt
because and I was like, and that's why I feel like he used Jackson State as a stepping stone, which is, I'm not even gonna say it's fine. It's understandable, but I don't like the idea of a historically black college being a stepping stone to a Power 5 conference. Because it's like what you're saying is that this historically black college is of the lesser, and that's only off of perspective or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if that's the case, then say that. You know what I'm saying? Don't
I
say
mean,
it
but
from.
I don't think you can say that and actually advance people because shit, like if you look at it, like I mean, obviously, it's far lesser people going to the league from historically black colleges than it is from like big like
It's
top
some
five
it's some names
schools
in that
or
it's some names in that Hall of Fame
it,
from
it is,
historically
it
black
is,
college.
it
Shannon
is, but
Sharp,
it
Michael
is, but
Strahan.
it is, but the gap is very, very
That's a
far.
fact.
But I think with him, well, I don't know if he had anything to do with that portal shit. But I think that like you gotta think like they only got so many recruits in these big colleges that they can grab. You know what I'm saying? So if you go to a historically black school and you show the fuck out, you know what I'm saying, and you become like a top player and shit, you might have the opportunity to hop in that portal and get your ass to the U or to USC or any of those big name colleges and shit like that. And I think it was just more so about an exposure thing, like
I was about to say,
because previously to this year, like I mean, shit, I didn't know much about Jackson State. I'm just being honest, like shit, he opened up shit my eyes to it. I know I'm pretty sure a lot of other people who don't watch a whole lot of college football, so like shit, I don't think it's a bad thing, but I don't think it's a good thing. I think it's just kind of in the middle, like you know, shit, you got to use what you got to use to. Because I mean, realistically, if you're a player and you play in college football, you gotta. I mean, shit, you gotta do what you gotta do to get to that fucking next level. You know what I'm saying? And if they already not looking at historically black colleges as you know what I mean 100% like just top recruits going to the NFL, then I mean I feel like shit it definitely didn't bring no negative to them. It only brought positive to historically black colleges with Deion Sanders going to coach for them schools and shit. You know what I mean? But did he do it the right way? I don't know 100%. I can't 100% say. But
the last thing on him before we do the wrap up was, I guess, Jason Witten, who I definitely don't care for, but he made the point he made was just that I took from that the whole thing could have been handled better just by if he had better support from like all these people that we were preaching like Black Lives and let's do this. If they would have donated money to the school, like I think it just could have been handled better if more action would have been placed in it instead of him always having to come out of pocket, even though like I think it was about money, but no, it's just that I think a lot more could have been done if more celebrities would have did the case. But at the same time, I get it. It's not.
He has celebrities
oh
in
yeah,
that bitch
because
though. You
he
know what I'm
rich.
saying?
He rich, but he can't save everybody.
Nah,
He
he
can't
can't.
save
He can't.
everybody.
I just feel like there's a thing to say like God led me here. You can do it from here, this and that, and like it's players that was probably like not even talking about Travis Hunter. Think about those fringe like you know D1 ish players that decided, you know what, I'm gonna try my luck and go to this HBCU, and instead of trying my luck at Bama, all the other SEC schools and shit like that, and then coach up and left, and then the biggest thing I didn't like was when he was talking to the players. It was this whole like you either elevate or get kicked out, and I was like, okay, so you telling these players I'm elevating to Colorado, and you telling these niggas, oh well, I don't want y'all to jump in the portal and all that. So you telling them they need to stay down here or wherever. And I was like, it just came off as very like
Oh, I thought that conversation was
stereotypical.
to Colorado.
You said what?
But that's his job though. That's
Why he
his
was in Colorado?
job though.
I'm talking about he talked. I'm talking about before he talked to Colorado. He talked to his players at JSU first. And he was talking about telling them not to jump into the portal and all that. He would sit down with a few of them and tell them who could and who should, which is what I'm saying. It's good advice, but
It's realistic.
it's
He's just being
realistic, but you
with
should
him.
have been realistic from the jump. Is what my thing is, and I
But
was like, and
who's
I
to
feel like he
say though,
wasn't.
Sauce? But who's to say though that he was not being realistic, bro? He probably
I am
really
saying
came
so.
down there with the
I
intentions
am
that
saying so. He was
he could
capping.
have really came down there with the intention. Because look what he did with the team. I don't know what they did in previous years, but I don't know if they got to know title games and shit like that.
Personally, I know as somebody that went in with good intentions, being put in a shitty situation, knowing it's not what I thought it would be, and being like, all right, now I have to shift intentions. I do think that is a thing. Am I again putting my hoping to a celebrity and saying that's what he thought. No, I'm putting what I would believe.
Nah, I agree. I agree with that, but I don't think that's what happened with him.
Yes, he said.
I think that he already knew that it was gonna be a little bit of an uphill battle and to figure it out. But I think that it's true that you as primetime as a what I'm saying outwardly person was going to bring certain talent, what I'm saying, even amongst the SWAC people, the people that was gonna already go to SWAC. You probably took a lot of that SWAC talent and brought it to them and you elevated them just off of your name, and that's understandable. But like, I don't like that fact that it's people making it seem like he just was like the savior of HBCUs, and I'm like, no, you wasn't, bro. Because when he leaves, all the stuff that he brought there is following him to Colorado.
Right.
That's a fact.
That's why I say, is it like, are you telling me to come to HBCU or are you telling me to follow you?
Follow you, exactly. That's why I say it's the University of Deion Sanders, or if we talking about Colorado and JSU. And that's the part where I was like, I get it. I'm not look, take your money, go get your money, elevate the people you're gonna elevate. But be honest when we talking about when we talking
money. They said it was stealing money from the man. Like
that was a Twitter tweet. I ain't seen nothing about that being facts.
So that wasn't true.
I don't know how true it ain't. Nothing about that has come out officially. That was just somebody.
Because I ain't gonna lie to you. If I go somewhere and I'm, if I was at the stature of Deion Sanders, nigga,
if that happened, I agree 1,000%.
I'll be the fuck out of there. What the fuck?
Yeah. No, if that happened,
and on top of getting shit stole from you, you putting your own money into these kids. Obviously you love them, you want them to advance, but shit is only so much you can do.
Yeah, and I agree. And I would say you said what?
I don't think that would ever come out officially, because me thinking, giving him the benefit of the doubt, I wouldn't want that to come out officially.
I wouldn't either. And maybe that's what happened. Who knows? But I'm not gonna play it, and if that's not gonna come out officially, then I ain't about to play into it like it's the truth. I'm not. Because I'm also not about to let niggas be like, oh, yeah, man, black people be chilling. I don't know. Because them motherfucking boosters at them Power 5s be on some bullshit. They be money laundering the fuck out of shit, too. Yeah. But who knows, man? Hey, let's get into this last topic because we've been on here for a minute.
All right, this is going to be the last topic because I already say time constraints.
Yeah. Okay. Last one. All right, going into the new year, what song you learn? What song you learn from 2022? What song you want to progress into 2023? And what song we need to leave into 2022?
I want to go first. First of all, let's leave the word narcissistic in 2022. Oh my
God, thank God.
Let's leave that word in 2022. Then one thing I want to get better at, I was just telling myself, I need to slow down, man. Like, write stuff down, get stuff done. You could like be moving so fast when you got work, kids, you know what I'm saying? You could forget. You handle your bills and your business, but like little stuff you just miss. So I need to slow it all the way down. And what 2022 taught me was to be smarter with your money, because inflation kicked my ass like it did a lot of Americans. I'm sure a lot of people's savings ain't where they want it to be right now. But, just make smarter decisions, man. That's it.
That's my way. Fact. What about you? Who want to go next?
Go ahead, Vin.
For me, what they want to do, school, and reach out to people before they can reach out to me. Just to reach out and just check on people. Just do a better job. Just doing that, because I know everybody, get caught up in time, but I don't want it to be that the next time I hear is somebody passed, and then I'm like, damn, I was just about to reach out to them. Because I've been seeing like a lot of people that's even like our age that's like passing left and right. Every time I get on Facebook and somebody back home, I'm like, damn. So I think that's what I want to do. I actually don't have a word. I'm about to say my word would have been narcissistic. So yeah.
Narcissistic. You hear me? That's two people. Let's go. Need that word in 2022.
Up out of here. God damn, I'm tired of it.
Right.
I'm glad you said that, dog. I swear to God, I'm so tired of that word. What about you, Ree?
Um, I think what I learned even if you I think what I learned this year is even if you do have kids and a big family and everything, always take time out for yourself. You need to be able to advance yourself and realize that, you know, even though you got human beings out here, you still are a human being. You still need to focus on yourself and take time out for yourself, for your mental health, for your health, for your just everything. um, I think as far as shit that I want to leave in the past, as far as words, not I don't use this shit, but I would say it's giving. That bothers me for some reason. I don't know why people are saying that. I don't know what the fuck that means, but I don't want to hear that no more. And I think what was the question? What you learn, what you want to get rid of, and what was the
What's some goals for next year?
goals for next year? I want to not only uh focus on like my savings and shit like that. I also want to invest in something that could be life changing. I don't know. I don't know what it is yet, but I want to invest in something. So just take a portion of your money and put that shit into something that you think is gonna jump. I mean, it's a gamble, but shit, you gotta do it. It's better than saving. Investing is better than saving because you might
That's a
jump your
fact.
money.
That's a fact.
That's it.
Yeah. All right, for me going into 20, let me start with the shit that leave in 2022.
Yo, you don't want no self care day?
One for sure leave in 2022 narcissism because calling somebody a narcissist because for one that is an actual medical diagnosis. So please stop saying that word like it's just something you can throw out there because it's not. You know what I'm saying? Is an actual narcissistic personality disorder is an actual diagnosis. Stop calling everybody a narcissist. Just understand that that person probably was not for you. That's just what it was. Another one to leave into 2022 that I thought I wanted to leave into 2021. Toxic masculinity. Get rid of that term because it's a stupid term and it's a redundant term because
And
they
it
all
was
are.
actually made up by two gay people. So I don't know how those two coincide with each other. But I don't I mean I'm not gonna comment on it, but it was made by a gay
Yeah,
man.
it's no reason to align the word masculinity with toxic. You can just say a person is a misogynist. All those other words that you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Leave that into 2022. Please stop using it. Another one, and this is one that's gonna be very unpopular with some communities, but we need to stop the attack on the heterosexual black male. That shit needs to stop. I don't care what nobody say. I'm saying it. It needs to stop. Um, a lot of it. Well, I'm not even going into that. But yeah, we just there needs to be if we're gonna have these type of conversations on how to fix the community and shit like that. Like, let's have a biased conversation, not an unbiased one. Let's see. Okay, so and that's that for that one. What was the other questions?
What you wanna what's your
Going
goals?
Goals for next year is just walking into the year financially literate, continuing to add on to that, because that's the only way we gonna y'all just said inflation is like that's the fact. Inflation do is a thing, so like just being financially literate, sharing that shit with people because I used to be a person that would like try to like get my shit together and be like, hey, if somebody act cool, if they don't act, then fine. But I'm gonna start trying to share shit that I learned, but also you gotta share it at people's level because everybody not ready for certain shit. Uh, and then what I learned from 2022 is just to like, and I said this last year. I think just running your race and like not being worried about what everybody else got going on. And on top of that is to like for real, I was like a company man to an extent, like really trying to like be that person, a face or a new face, but Fuck that. Like I'm gonna be
Or
me. Yeah, that shit ain't worth it. You know what I'm saying? It's just not worth it. I've been the person to try. I'm here for the people that's here for me, and I'm here for the people that I can help for them. You know what I'm
right.
saying? If I ain't for you, I ain't for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. Hopefully, tell me where I missed you, and maybe I can help you. But if not, shit, tough titty. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like that's just what it is. I'm here for the people that's here for me. I'm here to help the people that need help, that I can give them that help, and that's what the fuck it is. So that's what it is for me next year. I don't give a fuck about what everybody got going on. I just want to help the people that I can help, and the people that I can't help, I apologize, and hopefully we can get on the same wavelength at another time, but not now. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just on my own shit. Let me finish out this degree and roll straight into this master's because it's a little bit more money that I need to tap into. I want to double
Definitely.
my income for next
Definitely.
month, next year.
Definitely.
That's my goal, is to double my income. That way I can tell motherfuckers to kiss my ass when I don't want to fuck with them. That might sound raw and uncut, but that's just what it is.
Hey,
Certainly.
and Sauce, I got three things. I got three things. First thing, in 2022, this is a goal too. In 2023, I want all the guys to come together, man. We gotta come together, man. Fuck that shit. Shoot a fucking podcast all together, like in the same fucking room. Like we gotta. I don't give a fuck where we go. Miami. We come out there to Cali with you. Shit, wherever. Fuck it. You know what I'm
Where
saying? We
Venom at? We can
where
go where
Venom
Venom
at,
at.
it
Venom could
don't
come where we
matter.
at, wherever.
It don't matter. We gotta come together.
I
That's
know the
my
DC area though, so I
that
Hey,
mean
we gonna
and,
shoot
we
it.
and
go
We
there
gonna shoot a
too.
Chocolate
live
City,
podcast,
Chocolate
man.
City. I'm trying to come out there. Believe that. Believe that. That's another goal that I got for the actual guys on the podcast and shit like that come together. The second thing I was gonna say was damn, I forgot one of them, but I know the other one was make sure, and I'm just piggybacking off of what Venom said. Make sure you reach out to before this end of this year, before Sunday or whatever. Make sure you reach out to everybody you love, tell them you love them, tell them you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Just catch up with them, whatever the case may be, whether it's a phone call, text, whatever. Just make sure you get that bid in and talk to those people. And thirdly, I was gonna say, fuck, I forgot. My
Hey,
bad.
Uncle
But
Murder, drop that 2022 wrap up, man. I'm
Not
gonna
not
listen.
not listening to that.
I'm gonna listen, man.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
gonna fuck with it. I'm gonna fuck with it. Hey, but yeah,
Yeah.
man. Hey, 2023, man. We gotta all fuck that shit. I don't know if we should go to Miami. I don't know if we should go to motherfucking Cali or what it is, but we got to link up the whole gang. No
I'm
cap.
down for whatever. I've been telling people when I know niggas, my bad. When I know people bullshitting, I'ma still take them trips. So just let me know when and where, and I switch the trip around. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying? I'm telling you, get to that, man. I'm telling you, if you don't got a bunch of debt now, I'm telling you, get to that financial freedom. Listen,
Hey,
get
but
you.
I listened to what you said on the status, Sauce, about
What's that?
like how to start getting perks off of your credit cards and paying it off at
Yeah,
the end of the month.
I'll tell.
I definitely took heed of that, bro.
Yeah, man, and you just gotta have a budget. Come up with a budget for next year, monthly
Definitely.
budget. Get you a few. I hate to tell people this because this ain't for everybody, but for the people, if you can be financially like, uh, if you can be
financially
financially
disciplined, basically.
stable and disciplined, yeah, if you can be stable and disciplined, get you about 3 credit cards, right? 3 to 4. All you gotta do is find out what you like. If you for me, I like to buy nice things. I like to travel, and I like to, and then I like to give people gifts and shit. So I got American Express Platinum. I got a Venture One, and then a few other cards. So what I do, I switch from my using my debit. I almost never use my debit now, and I use my credit cards. I got a budget though. I don't go over that budget. Using
Right.
your credit card for that month. Pay
Credit
off.
card utilization. We gonna give
Yeah,
a tip on that too.
yeah.
$30%,
Pay
baby.
that. Yeah, don't go over 30%. Pay off that card with your with that money that you would have already swiped off your debit. You know what I'm saying? Pay that shit at the end of the month or however long to try to gain them points. Use them points a lot of, like for My American Express. Every time you swipe that shit, you getting points. Them points go towards hotels. It goes towards gift cards, things like that. So a lot of times, like for people birthdays and shit, I might get them $100 gift card. That shit didn't come out of my pockets at all. That shit
Right,
was a gift card off a
right,
point that I earned or whatever.
right,
But you know what I'm saying? Or that might have went towards a hotel or a flight. And I don't like it's not for everybody. Please understand it's not for everybody. But it's
That's
just something to think about, you know what I'm saying? Like use the shit how it's supposed to be used. So don't go over a limit and all that and yeah.
And I think
2023.
2023, it's time for niggas to start branding, man. Hey, everything is about to be branded. You feel me? Oh, my bad. My shit kind of fading out. I don't know why it's doing that. But my YR is on there, man. You
there
feel
we
me?
go.
I know you see it now.
yes,
But
sir.
I also got a book out right now. It's called Bando. It's on Amazon Kindle. You can download that. It's just a short read. I also got music on all platforms. You can look me up at Young Ree. And my social media, all that shit is all the real Young Ree. Twitter, Instagram, all that shit.
What's up?
So next year, hey, we going hard, man. I don't know what I got coming just yet, but just know I'm working on that shit. Shit, just copying everything that we doing. We gotta have a unfiltered POV. We need to get the motherfucking t-shirts and hoodies and shit going too. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
That's a
We gotta
bet.
have everything, merch,
Definitely.
everything, man.
Man,
That's a bet.
hey, happy New Year's to everybody out there. Be safe. Don't get on no bullshit. Let's get this money. Unfiltered POV, listen. And that's what we on.
That's
Sure. Yep, man, and everybody, I appreciate you for the whole year. This is my first year. You know what I mean, with the podcast and everything. I appreciate everybody who took their time to listen to any of the podcasts, where you listen to one or where you listen to all of them. We appreciate everybody, and next year it's only gonna get better. Shit, and that's all I got to say about it.
That's it.
peace.